نجمة موسيقى البوب تيلور سويفت بتأثيرها الكبير في الموسيقى وصلت إنها تكون جزء من المنهج في إحدى جامعات بلجيكا، والسبب ورا ده هو الرمزية واستخدامها لأحداث كبرى للتعبير عن تفاصيل تخص أغانيها سواء المعتمدة على تجاربها الشخصية أو المواضيع العامة. وساعد على ده هو إن الدكتور اللي ضافها للمنهج المتنوع اللي قرروا للتدريس من محبي الأغاني اللي بتقدمها، زي ما هنشوف في التقرير اللي جاي.
I'm teaching the course English Literature Taylor's Version, in which we look at Taylor Swift songs alongside texts from English literature, mostly historical literature. So we go from the 10th century through to around the 19th century with a couple of bonus texts from the 20th century. I had the idea for the course actually last year in the autumn when Taylor Swift released the album Midnights. And on Midnights she has a song called The Great War. And in The Great War she talks about a relationship and she uses the symbolism and the iconography of the First World War to talk about a relationship, a difficult relationship trauma. And I started thinking about comparisons we could make between that text and other poems, for example Sylvia Plath's poem Daddy, where she uses the symbolism of the Holocaust to talk about her relationship with her father. And so I started thinking about literature and trauma and memory and how we can use literature to start some really important conversations about these topics. And I thought, I want to hear what my students have to say about this, so the classroom could be a really good space for that conversation. The reason I chose Taylor Swift is a kind of personal one. I'm a long-standing Swiftie. I've been a fan of hers for a long time. But I think also she does invite a lot of comparisons with English literature in her work. So she makes a lot of references to texts from English literature, particular titles, particular phrases. She's very conscious of herself as a kind of literary or a literary influenced artist. And so I think it's actually a natural comparison to make. But yes, you could do this with other artists, but I know Swift's work better than I know other music, and that for me, teach what you know, and that is what I'm doing. There's been a really good response from students, actually not just students within Belgium, but students from all over the world. I've had lots of emails from students, like school-age students through to university students who are not students anymore, but actually have finished studying, who wanted to go back to university. So it's been really positive. There are a lot of excited students out there, which is really great, because that's what I'm trying to do, is to get people excited about literature.
One of the reasons I chose this class is also because I had the feeling we learned a lot of interesting things about literature, but they were all from the past, and yeah, I would like some sort of connection with the present, and I think this class will help with that. So I think it's really good that people of my age see that it's still important today.
When I listen to All Too Well or other lyrics, sometimes I think like, well, it's just like a poem, or there's like a song, The Lakes, and there she literally says something like words, and it's like she's referring to Wordsworth, a very famous poet. So I think this course will be very interesting, because I think there will be a lot to discuss.
اشترك في باقات واتشت الشهرية بتبدأ من 14 جنيه و99 قرش، وباقات سنوية تبدأ من 150 جنيه.